So this is the night of all nights. And it's a glorious night. And God is saying to you, hey, shepherd boy, hey, shepherd girl, the dance isn't over yet. So before we leave this evening, I just want to impress one last thing on you. And this is how the story ends. You see, the Bible says in verse 20 that after the shepherds had seen and heard, they returned. They went back to that monotonous third shift, smelly sheep, late nights job. But instead of living half asleep, self-absorbed lives, I want you to see how they returned. The Bible says the shepherds returned glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen. Tomorrow or Friday or maybe next week, we're going to go back into the same old lives, the same old marriages, the same old jobs. And it won't be any different, but we will be different because Christmas will live in us. So here's my challenge for us tonight. This night of all nights, go back to your families, go back to your jobs, go back to your marriages, go back to those places and do what the shepherds did. Do what Zachariah and Elizabeth and Joseph and Mary and people like James and those who have danced the dance of Christmas in their heart. Go back, glorifying and praising God. And friends, that's the good news. That's the gospel. That's the change that happens in us this Christmas. So this evening, as we close our service, we're going to close with a candlelighting ceremony. And I want you, as you light your candle, to think about the fact that the light of Christ shines in the darkness, even in the darkness of our own soul. So Christ came to be born in us. And so I don't know what it is that you're going back to, but my challenge is go back a different person. Go back to your marriage, glorifying and praising God. Go back to your spouse, glorifying and praising God. Go back to your job, glorifying and praising God. Go back to your school, glorifying and praising God. That's the good news of Christmas this year. And so when you light your candle this evening, I want you to say that. Say those words. Say, when you light your candle, as I light my candle off this Christ candle, say, I'll return glorifying and praising God. Maybe that's your marriage. Maybe that's your kids. Maybe that's your job. Whatever it is for you, you return glorifying and praising God. Make that commitment this Christmas Eve. I invite our candle ushers to come forward. I just want to remind you that as you light your candle, once your candle's lit, you want to hold your candle nice and straight. You don't want to turn your candle or dip your candle. We don't want you to be burned. For those of you, as you light your candle, you're going to dip your candle into the person who's holding their candle nice and straight, because we want the fire of Christ to be in us, not on us, right?